So this uses the plus card from the kit, the 4x6 card, and then I just printed up a Facebook status that I had. I just did a screen cap of just that section. I opened Facebook on my computer, and it just gives a little story there about kind of an act of kindness that somebody did for me and the difference it made in my day. So I just used the cork arrow and layered a couple of chipboard hearts. I used the flare badge because time was ticking. It was sort of a morning type of a thing. Stranded but not for long. I used the ormolu tag, and then I just used one of those Evilicious banner stickers. These are really cute puffy stickers, and so I have that. And then this one is a really layered. I don't usually put this much stuff on a pocketed card. I usually keep it pretty simple, but I had lots to say about this, and there were lots of embellishments that sort of matched this card, so that I wanted to use for this card. So I pulled out a stamp from a previous month and a arrow from a previous month, and this says the best, and that's from a previous month too. And this little pocket, it's a little envelope that I don't actually have anything in. I'm just using it as a piece of pattern paper. This was also from a previous month. So there's lots of stuff here from a previous month, but also lots of stuff from this month. This was, I think, a card from a previous month that I just cut up. It had journaling lines on it. Oh yeah, and it had, on the other part of this, it had the really banner. And so when I cut it up, I made sure to cut out that really banner because I thought I might be able to use it someplace else. So I just stuck those journaling lines in this pocket so that they're sort of layered. And I did my journaling like this, and then I continued my journaling on this ormolu tag that came in the kit. So this is from this month, this is from this month, this is from this month. The flare badge is from this month, and the overall card is also from this month. And this is just about how I'm rewatching ER. I went to watch it on iTunes, and it was really, really expensive. So I set out looking for it somewhere else, and I ended up finding it at our local library. So that was awesome. It's absolutely free. This is just a sticker that came with something that I ordered online, and I thought it was really cute, and I wanted to remember the name of the company in case someday I want to order more of these. I have a big stash of them because I ordered a bunch all at once, but someday I might want to go back. So I just outlined it, put it on this card that has the world on it, but I just covered up the world and just put DIY Japanese candy kits so that I could remember what that was all about. For this bullseye and arrow card, it was just plain with that on it. I just put this this picture of a glue stick and chapstick. I was like really quickly running to the junk drawer to grab my chapstick because I was gonna go on the treadmill, and I had already been upstairs to grab water and come back down, and I ran back up to get chapstick, and I accidentally grabbed the glue stick. So I went down, and I was kind of like, I was holding a bunch of stuff in my hand at once, and I realized, wait a minute, this is not chapstick. So I went back up and found this. I just sprinkled some sequins all around. I always forget the name of sequins. And I used the alphabet letter stamps to stamp out the phrase note to self, and there wasn't a period or a colon there, so I just used the same color of marker. So this was stamped in, no, not Night of Navy. It was stamped in Island Indigo, and I also, for the Stampin' Up! Ink pads, I have lots of the markers that are the same color, so I just got the marker that was in the same color, which is this marker right here, and I just did the colon. It was just 2 dots, so it's pretty easy to do. And then I just put, don't mix these two up again, right there. This is the wood veneer, and I was just trying to think of something different to do with the wood veneer than what I always do. So I thought I would just sprinkle it with a bunch of different colors and then go over it with marker to make it kind of more readable, obviously, because the colors just kind of blended in with the words and you couldn't really see it anymore. So I just went over it with a brush tip marker. And I use my Stampin' Up! Black marker, and using a brush tip just allows you to get into all the little corners, and you should just keep in mind that it will bleed a little tiny bit. So see how the S, it's not absolutely perfect. It looks like you kind of did it by hand on a piece of wood, and then it bled a little bit, and I kind of like that look. I don't mind it. So that's what that one looks like. And then this one is this card that says love your, and then there's a place here to put something. And I didn't really have a use for that card. And once I you guys probably saw me put this and this together, and then I was kind of trying it out on a bunch of different cards, and I really liked how this yellow box looked kind of coming around and framing out this card, and so I decided to just do some journaling around it. I started off with an arrow and an enamel dot to say that this is where the journaling starts, and it's just about how Charlie seems to love the snow, even though we're all pretty much done with snow. So then I put the really banner right there. This was a really fun card to make. I pulled out a gold doily from a previous kit. I think this was from the January kit, and I didn't get to use much of the January kit at all. So I pulled this out and used it for this. And this is the April card from the kit, and then this is this scribbly lines card, and it's pink on this side, and I just used that as my guide for where I was going to do my journaling. And I don't have a huge makeup stash or anything, and by the way, I don't have false teeth. This is a false teeth box that I have a retainer that I use, and I keep it in a false teeth box because I lost the box that the retainer goes in. So anyways, anyways, I just stapled this photo onto here. I took a picture of my makeup drawer in my bathroom, and it's just kind of like I got these little clear containers at the dollar store because I had just had everything all in a big crumbly mess in my drawer, and I could never find anything that I needed when I needed it. And I had gone through a phase where kind of ever since I had my kids, I haven't been really wearing makeup regularly, and I'm trying to get back into it just to kind of try to take a bit more pride in how you look and feel better about yourself every day, because my kids are a little bit older now, and so I have a bit of ability to spend a bit more time on my appearance in the morning, so I'm trying to kind of do that. It's a bit of a middle of the year resolution for me. So I just did some journaling about that. It says sometimes feeling better means taking pride in how you look, not because looks really matter that much, but because we all deserve some TLC. And then I took this love you sticker and I made it into love yourself. And I just did a little caption there that says organizing my small makeup stash so I can use it more. And that's what that one is. Then this one, I took this journaling card that says yes, and it had the yes right here. I just covered it up because it didn't really go with what I was trying to do with this card, but I used the lines to do some journaling. It says, lately the kids love setting up scenes with Rement and their Monster High dolls. They go to great lengths to get their scenes perfect for photos, and I just used those letter stamps again for the words love and perfect, and I wanted to kind of balance it. Once I put love up here, I needed to put another word down here, and then I used some of those Ormolu tags here to put captions on the photos so I remember which setup was for which girl. And they do this separately. This isn't something they do together. They each kind of, oftentimes when one is out, the other one will want to play with Rement and Monster High dolls, so it's funny that they don't do this together. So that's what that one looks like. And I'll show you guys this one. This one is really simple. It's from a card from a previous month, and I just went around it in a bold marker to kind of add a bit of contrast to the speech bubble versus the pattern. I did my journaling in a block right here, just freehand on a block, and I outlined the photo for a bit more contrast as well, and use this do it and do it well. And the reason I chose this is because this little card this little tag from Ormolu is very high contrast, so I wanted to put it on a high contrast card and have not too much stuff. So this is a very graphical card with very few embellishments, and it's just kind of all about the lines. I really like how it looks. This one is another card. This one did come in the kit this month, and I wanted to kind of use this wintry photo and kind of talk about how, and I don't even really, this is a perfect example of how a picture and a title can tell it all. And I don't really need to do any journaling. It's about how it's spring, but yet there's still snow here. And everybody can probably imagine how I feel about that. And so I don't really have to say, when will spring weather ever come? I can kind of put that message across just by doing this, just simple. A picture of a snowy scene with spring 2014 on it. And I really like this card with the concentric circles all over it. And just to kind of bring out and put a little bit more dimension to that, I chose clear sequins that matched the colors of the circles. So for the pink circles, I used clear pink sequins, and for the yellow ones, I used clear yellow. For the green, I used clear. This is kind of a bluish color, but it looks green once it's on the card. And that just gives it a little bit more interest, so it's not quite so boring. And I kind of like the contrast. It's kind of like this card is very springy, and the sequins are very springy, and then this like stark cool blue, and the photo has a real blue tinge to it, so it's kind of like the warm and the cool, and it's kind of contrast, and that fits with the story that I wanted to tell there. So it's a perfect example of how you really don't need to use a whole lot of words in your pocketed scrapbooking. I really don't use much. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of writing on any of these cards. Some have more than others. This is just a filler card. It says "in a flash," and I added the cork heart and stapled it on. And then these two cards go together, and this is the journaling that tells the story of what's on the next card. So I have the chipboard heart from Studio Calico stapled on there with an enamel dot. I did my journaling all along here, and then I used the cork arrow and stapled a heart on top of it as well. So that tells the story about going to the Build-A-Bear store and seeing the Easter Bunny. And this is a really blurry picture, but it doesn't matter, it still captures the moment. And I just laid a couple of little embellishments from the kit, this little label sticker, and then this Evalicious sticker, which is a puffy sticker, and then another one of the chipboard hearts from Studio Calico, and a little enamel dot. And I tried to bring, you know, because there's yellow on this card, I brought yellow over to this, and because there's kind of blues over here, I tried to bring blues over to here, and the orange in the cork, so that those two cards kind of coordinate together. Another thing that I sometimes do that I didn't do this time to indicate that two cards go together is I'll put a bold outline around the outside edges of them, but not around the inside edge, so that these kind of, your eye brings this in as one element. I didn't do that in this case, but that's another trick for getting people to know that these cards go together. For this one, it was pretty simple. I just outlined it, and this is that card with the green doodled stars on it. I doodled around the edges of the photo. I stapled that little tab and put new crate, and home is wherever I'm with you. I did kind of doodling all around, and I layered this little tag in there just to bring some of the blue. Like, I doodled this in blue, and I just wanted to kind of bring some blue into the photo and have kind of like orange balanced off, and then the green and blue all around. Yeah, so this is a pretty easy card, and again, I don't need to do any journaling. It's about Charlie's new crate. It says new crate. It's pretty obvious what it's about, so I'm not going to put extra words on there. This is a card I did a while ago. It's just a diptych of all these photos of Stephanie, and Maya's trying to get her attention one day when Stephanie was over here, and I used this is an Ormolu tag with a Scraptastic wood veneer, and these are some of those Simple Stories letter stickers, and I just did some letters to say Maya loves Stephanie. You guys would have seen this if you follow me. You would have seen this one already, and it's on one of the cards. It was scrapped in February, it says. So this I did not do today. And here is the card in the kit that came with the kind of stars and the borders. And so I just put some sequins in a bit of a pattern, so it goes from the center outward, and I put the photo there, and I just layered a tag with a sticker and an enamel dot and some staples. I put we, and I dotted the I's even though they're capital, just because I think the word we is more recognizable when you have dots over it. It looked a little bit like World War II. Even though it was missing the W, I just didn't it just didn't look like the word we until I dotted the I's, so that's why I dotted the I's. Then I used the marker that came in the kit to put Sport Resort, so it's We Sport Resort, and then I said great, makes for great rainy day exercise. And then this is another card that I did last month. I think I scrapbooked this one in March, and these are stickers, or sorry, these are stamps. These are stamps from the March This Life Noted kit, and then all of this is from the March This Life Noted kit, and it's just a photo of one of Sophie's creations. My white gel pen was kind of going a little bit blobby on me, so it's not like the nicest card in the world, but I did want to document that cute little creation that she made with chocolate coated banana chips and peanut butter on an English muffin. Yeah, so that's a cute little breakfast that she created. So that is what I came up with for this spread. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Take care.